Good morning. It's time to whip it. Whip it good. And if you don't, straight to jail. Hello, Herbert. Matt Varnish expert Erpaderp. I am an expert at Matt Varnish. Matthew Varnish, as respectful people refer to him. Ha 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 ha. How you doing, Trekan? I've got this. I managed to break this machine gun and this machine gun over the last week. But I didn't completely break them, so they were able to be bent back into place, which is nice. So we're not missing machine guns. I probably have something I could replace them with in my bits box, but it's nice to not have to search for them, you know? Today is a really good day for wheels. First, you forgot to announce on Discord as shits. I did that last night too. Here we go. It's a matter of pressing enter instead of not pressing enter. There. It's not too late. It's not too late. Hey Thomas Hood, how you doing? That tells me that I didn't forget to press start on the YouTube stream. Sometimes I'm not crap. Sometimes I remember to do a basic task. Not usually, but sometimes. Okay. Wheels. I'm assuming, because there's two of these sprues, that one sprue is enough for one side of the tank. It's a logical thing to assume. And it says make 10 of these. I don't know how neat they actually have to be. These upper ones... Actually, are these upper ones? What are these? Where do they go? I assume they go along the top. But they must be on a different page. I was going to say, are they even necessary? They probably are to support the actual track bit, though. So I'm not going to try and weasel my way out of making them. Now that I've figured out that I actually need them. Pressing enter? Why can't they make it easy? It's so complicated. I don't know, man. Not only did I have to press enter, I also had to click a confirm button. 2 steps. That's pretty complicated. I'll break out in a sweat just doing that. These are different enough that we won't mix them up. Won't mix them up too badly anyway. And because they are basically going to be invisible, I'm not going to bother cleaning them up, I think. This clipping is neat enough. They'll work as return rollers. That's not the biggest pile of wheels I've had. It's not too bad yet. This is where in the video I'm going to say, the biggest pile of wheels I've ever seen. Finished 2 more Lloyd carriers, used AK matte varnish on one, and found out why you're not a big fan. And the matte varnish spray can of Vallejo. After some hours of drying, the Vallejo one is not only shiny again, the surface of the canvas is very smooth. It is, I was like, sure I was right, it was mislabeled. In reality, it's a satin varnish. That's kind of annoying. I'd rather not be right and it actually turned out to be matte varnish that you mistakenly used. But you can go and get matte varnish, so not all is lost. Okay, that goes that way. And then this little fella goes on the end. Hopefully, with no need to tidy it up. If I was in any way competent, it would just slot on. That is actually keyed. Camera probably cannot see that. If you get the keying lined up, the axle goes all the way into place. Strange how that works. That ought to be enough glue for that SOB. Let it roll away. Good to know the problem. I wish you luck on your endeavors. Purchase. I don't know if purchasing it from a shop would prevent a mislabeling because it's like a factory. I would assume a factory issue. Hiss. Why is it so fiddly? Because it's small? That's what she said. That seems to have gone all the way. All the way enough. There is a bit of plastic on the end of that. I don't want to put too much pressure on that because it does feel like it would break. A great new joke about wheels, but now I can't really remember. Well, that's a shame. We do need a new joke. I don't really know why we need a new joke, but apparently you can't use the same joke over and over again. You have to have a new one every time. It's the law. There we go. That's 5. Why is it saying to make 10 of these? Is that so that we've got enough for both sides? I will assume that is the case, but I will verify. Mm-hmm. Yep, it looks like they don't want you to make them twice for the next step. I will make them twice because don't know how long it's going to take me to get this set done, and I don't want to have, you know, a bunch of little tiny rolling wheels excuse me, sitting on my desk for a week if I don't build the next side today. Making the same joke again and again is not our cup of sauerkraut. No, it certainly isn't. Let's make some road wheels. They want 18 of these, so we make 9. How many are on the sprue, though? There's another set that we'll need to make 7 of. D19 and D20. It's these ones. These are what we want. I might actually have to do some cleanup on these. The music indicates that something bad is about to happen, or is currently happening. At the very least, something dramatic. I'm assuming that I'll be able to tell the next set of wheels apart. And I will, because they've got a little lip on them where there is no lip here. These ones don't give you any lip. Ha 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 ha. Why is my rim shot not working? I made a great joke, which should be followed by a rim shot. Something is wrong. It'll probably be fixed with a reset. There's no sense assing about with it right now. Started a fish selling dynasty and medieval, damn it, wolves again, dynasty. Those wolves. Such silly little fellas. Bunch of pricks. I do have fish. I don't think I'm selling them. I'm trading them for a crossbow. I may or may not stream some more of that this evening, because I really enjoy it. There's also other games I'm really enjoying. One. Hey, Alexander Fanning, how you doing? Pretzel is not in the chat too. It usually is. I wonder why. Pretzel has been not working very good lately. It's if I don't start it by pressing the button on my Stream Deck, it stops responding if I try to skip anything. That's been persistent for like 2 weeks. But it works fine if I just leave it be. Or skip it from my Stream Deck. With the unfortunate side effects that we can't tell when it's repeating the same song because of the title. Greedy villagers insist on having something to eat too, right? I want to live and therefore give me food, la-di-da. Exactly. I've got hunters, they should be getting their own food. Or rather, I've got a hunter. One. Maybe I need more. Maybe they don't have the equipment they need. That's their own fault. I'm not their dad. Such jolly sounding wheel cleaning music. Let them eat cake. No way. They'll settle for whatever meat I bring them. Meat that I cut up and prepared on the ground. Am I done yet? Why are there so many wheels? They probably don't actually need to be perfectly neat, but they'll be probably a little visible, so I want them to look reasonable. I saw you hunting. Wonder why your hunter is still alive. 'Cause I haven't killed him yet. I assume one day he's just going to leave the village. Oh, I caught it on my shirt. No bits for you, carpet monster. Ha ha. One more for now. This should be really simple. I'm annoyed that my room shop button isn't working. Built two M4A4 Shermans, the ones the British used in 44-45 by Psk. I forgot they had multi-part tracks. I built probably the same Shermans. I've built Plastic Soldier Company Shermans many, many years ago. Not bad little kits. Oh, I forgot to video the pile. Look at that. That's probably somewhat in focus. I was hoping it would roll away as soon as I put it down, but no. It didn't. Bolt Action Army is getting out of hand. It's got an M12 SPG done. Well, that's probably not a bad thing. It means you get more choice in fielding units, which is probably good. That's my theory on it. The instruction had the typical Plastic Soldier Company bollocks moment, but even that was easy to ignore. Yeah, sometimes you've just got to ignore the instructions. I think I didn't clean this wheel up. How dreadful of me. Doing it with the other half glued on isn't quite as easy, turns out. It's still not perilously difficult. And so letting them roll lets you see that they're relatively neat and straight. Also lets me know that my desk isn't perfectly flat. I guess if my desk isn't dead level, I would prefer it to have a tilt downwards rather than towards me. we get the joy of more cleanup. Yay. Not towards you. Carpet Monster thinks otherwise. Carpet Monster can get fucked. Another 1,000 wheels, sir. They're very difficult to clip out neatly because the sprue gate is so wide and they're curved. Even more wheels. This does look like it might be easier to... that doesn't need cleanup. Most of them maybe don't. There is a little nubbin, little lumpy bit there, but could probably just get away with saying that's not even battle damage, just use damage. Wear and tear, the kids call it. I feel it's a good idea to inspect them all though, at least. God damn it. Fucking carpet monster. At least that should be big enough that I can easily find it. Herbert Wheel Inspector Erpaderp. That's my name. It has been located. Fuck you, carpet monster. Okay. Now to glue them together. It's my next trick. Also have it in focus on video. That would be a fine trick indeed. It's very obvious that these are different to the previous return rollers, road wheels, so there should be no confusion. So After the carpet monster strikes back, there is the return of the Herbert Erpaderp, pretty much. The victorious Herbert Erpaderp. Undefeated by monsters of the carpet. These all kind of wobble a bit. Let's just pretend that's normal and good. We all done. Almost. We still gotta make the drive-in idler wheels. Then we can glue them onto the thingy, which is the technical term. They've done a really bad job of sprue gates on these sprocket teeth. They probably won't be super visible, so we'll deal with it. It does look like we can probably deal with it easily enough if we don't cut so deep that we chop half the tooth off. Still, a little bit more thought going into this would have been better. Thought on Meng's part, not mine. I've done plenty of thought. I am so happy, so keep on using engineer speech. Yes, that's the speech I use. Super technical engineer speech. That's why they call me very smart engineer Herbert Erpaderp. That may be the very first time those words have been uttered together. Idler looks like it's going to be easy, so I'll do that first. Then I'll whine about the drive sprocket in the video. Over there. You get this pretty neat looking chain drive thing. And some other bits. Whining about plastic parts, that's all I want. That's all anybody wants. People love it when I complain. That bit of plastic went on the floor. It's not a needed part though, so I don't care. Until I step on it. Then I will care. Smooth enough. This should need no cleanup because there's no bits on any of the fitting edges. Hey, Steven Tyler, have you missed the Whippet real good joke already? Probably. I think I did that on the first stream. I might have done it today too. I don't remember. It has been done though. But any good joke is worth doing many, many times over and over. So how about we whip it good? I'm very easily amused. It's wheel time though. Well, the ends of those look like they should be at least neatened up a bit. Take that, excess plastic. Now, is there a particular way this goes around? I can't tell. Seems good. Now let's do it with some glue in there. Whip it good. That's a song by Budget Freddy, right? Yep. Good old Budget Freddie Mercury. I should play The Sims again. Just couldn't put it in properly, could you, Herbert? It's these spokes, for lack of a better word. They're getting in the way. Pretty sure I had that right in the bottom of the frame. That's going to be annoying for poor editing, Herbert. But we've got wheels. Rolls pretty good. Now let's whine about these. Let's see how it works when I try to clip the bit of sprue gate off the top. Not brilliant. Not the worst. It's probably good enough. Still annoying and worth whining about. At least they're vaguely tooth-shaped. We got one that's a little truncated, but maybe that's from running over rocks, I guess. Playing Farm Sim while watching this. Awesome. I'm gonna play some Farm Sim again sometime soon. Maybe on Thursday. Unless I feel like driving a train, I guess. That one looks bad. Caught the part with my chair. Get rid of these nubbins. Surely if I don't, they'll come back to haunt me. Nubbins on the inside of the chain as well. Now, is that meant to have that shape? Doesn't show it on the instructions. So I'm going to cut it so it's more rounded. Probably not worth spending a lot of time on. You have to do some farming. Ordered so many eggs for your supermarket. Those eggs don't lay themselves. Yeah, but then we've got to wait till November anyway. Probably should make sure we put plenty of wheat into the chickens, though. So we have good, strong eggs. Okay, we need this. And we need it to be in focus to some degree. I don't know which one is D15 or D14. They look exactly the same, if I'm being honest. One has a bigger opening. And possibly keying on the inside for that little doodad. Goes like that. Remove this like that so it gets a more central shot for editing Herbert. He'll be happy about that. It's in my best interests to keep editing Herbert happy. It should be okay to just plop glue in there. I'm assuming that should stay movable. I don't really need them to be movable when they're all independent track links. But, it's probably handy. Probably best that we find our worst tooth and put it somewhere that it will be somewhat hidden. That seems to have a very small keying also. Keying doesn't seem to work very well at all. So I'll try to line those up as best I can to avoid teeth not engaging with the doodadery. And just hope that's good enough. That's probably not going to be good enough. Also, I forgot to add this. Now I can't remember which way around things are. And this does have a particular way. I think it goes in like this. It's probably good. Because when we put it in that way, it's more central. It would stick out one way more if I didn't do it that way. It's probably fine. Don't do it as best you can. Do it as best as someone else can. But who? The garbage man? I hear the garbage man can. I think that's all of the sub-assemblies for the larger doodad. So we do apparently need a bit that looks like a track tension adjuster on the D-sprue. One of these. I'm suspecting there's one for either side of the doodad because there's two on that sprue. There is, but we don't need that until a bit later. And And now, dear viewers, watch Herbert do even bigger thingies. Yes. Bigger thingies. There's a guide nubbin that I don't want to remove. Probably shouldn't put big pieces of excess plastic near guide nubbins that are meant to be kept. But what would I know? Good enough. No problem if you make a mistake. This is your first or second plastic model kit only. I'm a noob. Okay, I don't know what I should be sticking to this first. But if that wheel would stop rolling away, that'd be nice. Maybe we go for this. Goes somewhat like that. Actually, goes that way. Is that chain drive actually not going to be seen? That sucks. I kind of like it. I think it looks good. What's the vehicle? It is a Whippet tank. The upper part looks something like that. In fact, exactly like that. Rivet counters like funny comments in videos about models of their favorite vehicles. They do. They're very into humor. Especially my humor. People never ever tell me to stop trying to be funny. But I have to make the rim shot sound myself. Because that button isn't working. Putting the other half of the enclosure on will probably straighten that out, but it doesn't hurt to eyeball it and get it straight by yourself. I'm pretty sure this can go on either way. Looks like it's symmetrical. Therefore, it probably is. Should not have touched that glue on the outside. I wonder why people are being annoyed about you making jokes. Watched Barnaby and you playing video games. Playing without a single laughter. I mean, yeah. We're super serious. All the time. Dead serious. Okay, now to follow the instructions and get the order of these little wheels correct. And the dark grey ones are the ones with the rims. So this one, then this one. Oh, shit. Yeah. And then you can go there. Ass shits, they keep rolling away. It's incredibly rude. I got that one. And two of these. I don't appreciate when they take more force to press into place. Feels like I'm gonna break something. Also, I think maybe those need to be trimmed down a bit. Okay, we've got one of these. One of these. I'm glad these are actually kind of tight-fitting, because that'll make it easier to handle. You animal. So, like Yoda said, don't use the Force. Yep. No, there must have been a lot of glue in there, because it's just popped out a big dollop of melted plastic. That's messy, but good thing they won't be visible, probably. And now, you go there. That one won't go all the way down. You petulant shit. And won't come off. God damn it. That took way more pressure than it should have. Now we've got wheels in, hopefully, the correct order. Not that it's really probably going to matter once everything's together, I guess. I don't know how visible these wheels are at all through the framey thing, because there's a chute thing that goes over the top. And once the tracks are in place, you won't see any of the little rim things. But I suppose it's nice to know that they're all in the correct order. A wise man once said, I apply pressure to reduce the gaps. Must have been a really brilliant and cool person who said that. Boy, I'd like to shake his hand. Why is that one so tall? Because it wants to be cut down to size, that's why. Surely. I'm not going to bother putting any glue on them until it's time to squish the upper and lower parts together. And I've just realized the instructions say not to glue that bit. But nuts to them. I've glued it anyway. What are they going to do? Stop me? Also, I forgot the tensioner. No big deal. It's actually good that that goes there. It'll hide that bit where I put my finger on it. Hell yeah. Hiding your crimes by putting parts on. Perfect. The not glue god becomes mad at you. Well, nuts to them. I don't care about the not glue god. Okay, we need the other side. That. And the inner bit. Nice words, Herbert. B13. I would rather not be 13. Quite a lot of rivets and stuff on this. I'm not going to count them. I just assume the correct number is there. B! B! Ah, bees. Neat enough. Probably. This music sounds like I should be, like, floating in an aquarium or something. This is like, watch the jellyfish drift by music. It's changed now, though. That looks like I've neatened it up good and proper. Just don't look too close. Is this a nubbin or a helper? Doesn't show on the diagram, nor does there seem to be anywhere for it to interact on the other plate. So we cut it off. And I think these just kind of sit there. Not like that. Do these go on before the shoot thing? It looks like this is going to be the fiddly bit. Obviously, it'll work better if they're glued into place. I don't believe they should make contact with the chute part. And it could be a little easier to glue them onto the other part with the rest of the wheels. Stop rolling away! The music tells me something bad is about to happen. That couldn't possibly be the case, though. Nothing bad happens here. More glue. More glue. Even more glue. I can tell that's not quite sitting right. So we apply some pressure. It's easy to do with the work surface. PE ahead. I hope not. I don't think this kit included any photo etch. I think the only thing that's like photo etch is the cable, the towing cable. Which is actually pretty rough looking. And is probably tied up in a knot this is the towing cable for this kit. It's a phrase. It's tied up, and it's fairly rigid, which is probably not that bad, actually. It's not the best. I'm thinking about not using it, to be honest. It may well share the destiny with crew figures. There are so many points to line up here. How dare you not fit? It may be worth trimming the guide pin off the whatever that is, the bit for the chain drive, so I cannot get it to fit. Everything else seems to want to go into place. Mostly. There's a big nubbin there. Ugh. I feel like that might interfere with the tracks. Okay, I think I'll apply glue at the front, where it seems to want to stay together. Probably should video this, shouldn't I? If I want to include it in my video. And I do. I'm going to try and kajigger the top return rollers into place when the entire assembly is together. Yeah, that pin is getting removed, which might cause the other end of the chain drive to be wibbly wobbly, but it's not going to be visible, so who gives a shit? Me, Sir Counter of Rivets, cares. Nobody who counts cares, though. That wasn't even physically connected. I feel something growing inside me. Perhaps it is the Force that tells me that I'm a Jedi Knight, or it is hunger. I'm going to find out at once. I appreciate you being here, Trekan. I hope you figure out what the problem is and eliminate the problem, or become a Jedi. Happy whippeting. Whipping it good. I think that might need to be trimmed down a touch. There's still enough nubbin to guide it, but not enough to prevent it from going all the way together. It's already looking significantly better. Can't put the glue thing back in the jar properly. Don't put your fingers on the glue either, Herbert. I think as long as this is straight on top and bottom, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I feel like it looks like it's the same length distance all the way along, but these ones seem to be not completely touching. I don't know if that's going to be a problem. But we'll get to that. That's a problem for future Herbert to worry about. Okay, we do still have to put the return rollers in, though actually if you look up under there, you'd probably see them when it's built. So we can't just not put them in. That would be absurd. There's a series of quite delicate looking hooks that go along here on the left side. I don't think I'll put those on until much later, because I'm probably going to need to apply pressure that way, which could damage the hooks. And I don't want that. I prefer my hooks to be not damaged. Even if I do leave the towing cables off, the hooks should be there. Let's try to get these into place. That's not where they go. They don't go down the side of my chair. I've definitely bent that. Hiss. I thought this might be a little less fiddly than it is currently being. But I think a lot of things. Feck. Feck! Feck! Carpet monster strikes again. terrible. I think the little axle could do with just a wee trim to make it easier to get into place. Not too much. Not so much that it won't go into place, or it won't stay in place. Just enough. God fucking damn it. Why? Put that one aside. I'll glue that and let it bond. Maybe I did this wrong. Maybe I should have put these on before kajiggering it together. Maybe. If we do break one, that last segment there is where they won't be visible. If you could just slot into place, that'd be somewhat acceptable. Maybe a little more trimming. Shits. Man, why do I have to make things difficult for myself? I thought I'd got it then, but I'd exchanged the axle being in place on one end for the other end. Fuck, this is annoying. Why? Hopefully I didn't just trim it down too much. That's the ticket. It won't stay there if you put any pressure on it, but it'll do. It's gonna be glued. And it'll stay there. It'll bloody well stay there. Now, when people look up there, they'll see the wheel. And they won't be all like, oh, you forgot the wheels, idiot! Well, I am going to omit the wheel in there, though. Because that one won't be visible. Fiddlesticks. Fiddle-dee-dee. I don't think that one's actually quite in place. I think the axle is resting on the nubbin that it goes into, not inside of it. But whatever. Surely nobody will be able to tell from below. Man. Hopefully these, because they're not going to be perfect, hopefully they don't interfere with the tracks so much that the tracks don't go on. It should be fine, but it's always a risk, I guess. If there is a problem, we can just cut the tracks a bit so they do fit. That's not right. That's too angular. Too angly. Because it's not properly touching the other side. One more. I would say one more for good luck, but that's not true. That ought to work. And if it doesn't, boy, am I going to be moderately annoyed. Two more bits to finish this assembly. And again, this has excess plastic, which will require excess cleanup. and not being flung around. Where's the D sprue? I had it over here all along. Okay, and that goes probably best to put it with the hang on, there's a bit of a unwanted there. That might interfere with the fit. It's probably best to put the sink marks on the upside. Unless there's something to prevent that from working. Because that way there's no chance they'll be seen once the tracks are on. Looks like it's gonna fit like a glove. That ought to be enough glue. Surely. And finally, the other track tensioner. Looks pretty good. It is disappointing that the only way we're going to see that chain detail is if we have the tracks off. And depending on how annoying the tracks are, which I'm not really counting on them being annoying, maybe we build it as a tracked Whippet on the field. I think that's going to be it for me. I don't really feel like building another one of these at the moment, but that is the next step. Let's see how it goes on. If it goes on. That should fit. I'm assuming I've got that around the right way. Should fit pretty good. Looks quite Whippet, if you ask me. What I'm going to do is build the other one of these and possibly the next set of tracks, or a set of tracks, off stream, and come back with at least the running gear for the right-hand side next week. Maybe a set of tracks pre-done. Who knows? But I will be leaving it for now. I'm really hungry. I'm gonna see if there's anybody to do a raid at. We're going to go and say hi to Mike the Bard. Surprisingly enough, I raid him quite often because I quite like him. M-I-K-E. Hey, Cosmo Krish. You've arrived just in time for me to leave. If you're on Twitch, go say hi to Mike the Bard. There'll be a video on YouTube this evening about the Rubicon Mule that I built the other week. So check that out in, I don't know, probably 12 hours. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Make raid go now.